2017 January, I bought a camera, the Sony Arx 100 Mark V. So some of y'all watching might know what that is.
Okay.
Like $1,000 camera. It was a big investment for me at the time.
Yep. Right.
And I've been done 2 videos a week ever since then, ever since January 2017. And then like halfway through that year is when all of a sudden, this was a lot of the pickup videos earlier. The videos that the channel grew on the first year, a lot of them were approaching girls around Boston. And if you're filming an approach video, it's not, you got to like set up the camera, wait for like an attractive girl to come by.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, no, it's not as easy as just walking out by yourself and like casually talking to girls. It's like a whole thing.
And I got to give kudos to you, bro, and anyone that's a vlog channel. You know, I watched you. I watched Christian Guzman, Max Tuning. Shout out to you guys. You know, the whole fitness YouTuber guys out there in Houston. At the time you were in Boston, and then you were in Austin, and then you moved to Houston. Vlogging is by far the hardest way to produce content on YouTube. Yeah, the hardest, because you're walking around with the camera. People think you're crazy. You're recording yourself. They're like, what the hell? Like, who is this dude? Some people don't want to be on camera. It's weird. You go into places, they tell you no. Trying to film in the gym is a pain in the ass. So guys, like, appreciate like vloggers, man, because that is not easy.
I'm a first-time YouTuber slash vlogger. What should I do to get started? Because I feel like you have a blueprint that works for you and it can work for other people as well. So what's the first thing I should do as a new YouTuber or vlogger?
Like, not overthink it too much, man. Like, at first I was filming on my iPhone before I even invest. Well, I will say that when I made that investment for that first camera, that's when I actually stayed consistent. Right? Yeah. Before that, I was on the iPhone. It was like, I was kind of like converting some old blog posts into YouTube videos, just like talking into the camera. I mean, the main thing is like kind of commit to a posting schedule, probably like once a week at first. Yeah. Just make videos that you're excited to make. I think a lot of people get really like, you know, anxious. Like, well, what does my channel need to be about? It's like, well, honestly, man, until you've made a lot of videos, you're not going to know what you're, excuse me, you're not going to know what type of content you enjoy making. Yeah. And even more importantly, you're not going to know what type of content you enjoy making that like actually like can attract an audience. So the way I always look at it is like, I just want to make every video I make, I want to make it a little bit better than the last one. So maybe my on-screen presence is like a little better just because I'm more comfortable talking to the camera. Maybe, you know, the lighting adjustments on the camera look better, so I'm not so like overexposed. It's like it's a cleaner looking shot. You know, maybe I'm experimenting with background audio while I'm talking. It just, I look at each video, and I've been doing it for a long time now, so it's not as prominent. Obviously, you know, diminishing marginal returns with anything, but like at first it was really like every video was like, all right, what am I going to kind of experiment with this video? Both in terms of the content, but also in terms of like the workflow for creating it. And just like, think about it, like it's like anything in life, right? If I just like each video levels up like 0.01% better over 1 year, I look back and I'm like, damn, my videos are a lot better. And
do you edit those yourself, or?
So most of them I edit myself. Patrick's here with me. He helped me a lot in Austin.
Shout out to Patrick.
Shout out to Patrick, by the way, with the epic beard.
So I've worked with, like, he would do a lot of like the cinematic edits while I was in Austin. In Houston, I haven't worked with a videographer. So Julia actually has gotten really good with the gimbal. So she does a lot of the filming where it's like a gym edit or something. But, you know, yeah, I edit them all myself at this point.
Can you tell us a little bit about your fitness journey, man? Because obviously you're in fantastic shape. When did you start working out? How'd you get in the gym? What motivated you?
I mean, in college, growing up, I was always a scrawnier dude, right? I was just naturally skinnier. I played basketball. That was my sport growing up. In college, I think I just got to a point where it's because I wanted to get laid more, right? Like, I want to get laid more, and I was like, all right, I need to get jacked, get these bitches. So like, that's kind of what the mindset was going in. Yeah. And then I fell in love with it. You know, I don't know. It just became like a habit that I look forward to every day, going in the gym, trying to lift a little bit more weight, seeing my body change over time. I also just love like taking a bunch of pre-workout, just getting like super hyped. So
I'm doing right now.
So it's something I've always enjoyed doing. And then, you know, as you see those changes in your body, like you get, I don't know, it becomes very fulfilling. And that's when I wasn't happy with the software job. And my cousin, shout out to Matt, and he's in Charlotte. He had just quit his job and started doing personal training, or like a year or two before, and he was enjoying it. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. All my friends and family were like, quit your software job to be a personal trainer, like, what are you doing? But I really wanted to give it a shot, and I did that for a couple of years. That didn't end up being the thing I love to do, but it just
it grew on you.
Yeah, no, it grew. I just fitness is always, it's not something that I could like give up. You know, if someone was like, you could, of course, I don't even know, if someone's like, you got to give up working out, or like something else I like a lot, it'll be a tough call. But it's like, I really just, I enjoy, like today, me and Pat were going to work out this morning, and then we just ended up getting some tacos instead, which I also couldn't
Those taco runs are epic, man.
Yeah. But it's tough for me, like, to not work out, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
you know, I know you guys are a Red Pill podcast, and like the main thing is like your value on the market, right? So like you can, it's worth it. I think if you're someone like who has a background like me, where I was very anxious and low confidence talking to girls, like you want to invest some time, I think, in just being around and exposing yourself to girls more, so it doesn't feel like this crazy thing anymore.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like your main focus needs to be on things that are going to like provide value not only to your dating life but the rest of your life. I mean, I'm sure this is a very standard opinion on this show, right? But like if you're working on getting fit in the gym, well, like you're going to be better off just regardless of dating and women, but you're also gonna be more attractive to girls.
Yep.
If you're just really focused on your career or your business or whatever you're trying to do and leveling up there, well, like you're probably gonna be making more money. You're gonna be more like fulfilled with the things that you're doing, and you're gonna be happy. It's also gonna make you more attractive to girls. So you know, it's like if I was single now, I'd have a much higher dating market value than I had the last time I was single, just because I have continued to put work in on myself. But that should just be people's mindset, I think, in general. And it's tough if you're someone who's like really scarcity mindset with girls. You haven't had much success, and you just kind of feel really down on yourself when you see your friends and other people, you know, hooking up with hot girls or having girlfriends. So it's a hard thing to tell someone, I think, who's like really like down on their dating life, to be like, oh yeah, it's easy. You know, you're coming from a place of privilege. It's easy for you to tell me like that I shouldn't worry about it. But it's not so much that you shouldn't worry about it. So you should like acknowledge that, like, look, man, if you're really having no success with girls, like realistically, that means like, you know, you're maybe like here, if we're just like talking roughly, and like, you know, if you get more attractive, you get a little more fit, you work on your style, you're doing bigger things with your life. Well, then now, like, even though you haven't even tried talking to any girls, like your value is going to be here, and you're going to have to do that much less work.
Yeah.
Well said, man.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of guys, like you said, they're at a slump right now, and they don't want to hear to level up. But by them leveling up in like fitness, finances, even their mentality, guess what? Now the girls that look past you when you were in the slump, they're just looking at you like, damn, who is this guy?
Yeah.
So you attract rather than chase.
Yeah. And I think it's very important that we let guys know, because we say it on this podcast all the time, there's no way around it, bro. You got to self-improve. You know what I'm saying? As women have made more money and become more successful themselves, well, they're going to want someone at bare minimum, they're equal. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I think it was either New York Post or one of these mainstream news outlets. They were like saying like most women find most men as like financially unattractive or economically unattractive. And that's because there's more women in college now, and women are earning men.
Girls are like the fucking like cherry on the top of the cake, and like baking the cake is like, you know, building up like your body and your income and your mindset. So like that, if your life is you know, is all in order, you got this dope cake, and it's cool if you get a like a little cherry on top of the cake and like a little icing or a little like design on the top of the cake. That's cool. It makes your life a little bit cooler. But if like that's not on the cake, you still got a dope cake you can enjoy. It's not, you know,
Facts.
It's not, you know, being single is not like not having a girl constantly in your life doesn't mean you're gonna be miserable all the time if you have other things you're working on.
Facts. I feel like we saw all the time on the show, dating girls is a luxury once you've created value for yourself.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, you could do it before. Yeah, you could date girls before when you're broke, but at the same time, what are you really gaining? You're getting some box on the side, but you're still struggling as a human being. So to me, it's like, it's cool to smash girls when you're broke, but at the end of the day, work on yourself first, so you get everything at the same time.
And you get way higher quality girls. But you got guys who are like super hardcore into like pickup and stuff, but they haven't leveled up their life at all. And you see them going out to the bars and the clubs night after night, investing all this time, and it's like, man, like I see the girls you're getting with, and like, is that you're dedicating your entire life to this right now,
bruh? Like, unfortunately, like chasing after women typically is not going to make you money. Like, it's going to make you lose money, if anything. So it's better for you to just become attractive, like build the empire, and then let them kind of come new, because they're going to come correct anyway. You're going to benefit yourself, and you're not going to waste a bunch of time